Ons is by die hoogtepunte van gister se tweede skof tussen Bloemfontein en Kimberley, verby die Kreersdrifdam, waar 'n mens duidelik kan sien dat daar die afgelope nag 76 mm reën in hierdie gebied geval het en die rivier wat baie sterk vloei. Maar net hierna het ons die breek van die dag gehad.
The break comprised of 5 riders, Gary Biernecker and Stephen Wallater of Mnet Southern Sons, Robbie McIntosh of the Top Sport VW Fox team, Angelo Canzonieri of the Pickford's Removals team, and Dylan Williams, the Great British Amateur. They worked together excellently, build up a 3-minute gap, which is eventually chased down to a mere 57 seconds at the finish in Kimberley by the Italian Pickford's team.
Maar Johnny, dit was belangrik. Hierdie breek sou bepaal wie die geel trui gaan dra.
Indeed, the yellow jersey has to come from one of the guys in this breakaway. We see the chasers in the distance on the screen.
Hier is hulle nou. Robbie McIntosh wat weet dat hy nie 'n bekende naalritjaer is nie, wat vroeg wegbreek op pad na die eindstreep toe, maar hy gaan dit nie maak nie. Dit is Fransie Kreer aan sy binnekant wat deurkom. Fransie Kreer van die Snowflake Blue Ribbon span wat hierdie skof gaan wen. Gary Biernecker net na hom. Canzonieri en in die 4de plek Robbie McIntosh en daar die tweede skof wat gewen word deur Fransie Kreer. En Fransie Kreer kan gelukkig wees dat hy nou die geeltrui draer is. So 'n bietjie meer besonderhede oor vanjaar se Tour de France. Die regisseur van vanjaar se Momentum Rapport, Chris van Tonner, het vroeër vanjaar die geleentheid gehad om by die Tour de France besoek af te lê en vir ons meer inligting oor die doen en late van die media saamgebring. Die beheersentrum van die media word binne in 'n reuse vragmotor gehuisves waar enige inligting aan die persmense beskikbaar gestel word. Binne in die saal is daar sowat 470 persmense, verslaggewers en fotograwe uit 23 lande wat derentyd besig is om verslae deur te stuur. Uit die aard van die saak kan daar as almal gelyktydig na 'n skof besig is, 'n babbelse verwarring heers, maar elke lid van die media kry tog op die ou end sy verslag of onderhoud deur. Hier word die uitslaa 20 na 30 minute na die einde van die skof geplaas en 'n stormloop vind plaas as al die persmense hulle uitslaa wil kry om so vinnig as moontlik hulle verslae deur te bel. Die gewildste manier is via die telefoon en in die agtergrond word elke oproep wat gemaak word gemonitor sodat elke persoon nadat hy klaar gebel het onmiddellik sy rekening kan vereffen. Buitekant word ook ruim voorsiening gemaak vir die persmense. Groot vragmotors wat deur die nag van dorp tot dorp ry, het telefoonfasiliteite binne-in en word ook vanaf 'n kleiner beheersentrum gemonitor. Hier word die betaalkaartstelsel gebruik en al die persmense kan van die fasiliteite gebruik maak. Terug in die binneste mediakamer, weer 'n blik op die beheerpunt waar elke uitgaande oproep gemonitor word en elke persoon wat klaar geskakel het, dadelik sy rekening kry om te vereffen. Geen tyd word deur rompslomp verspil nie. Die media bestaan natuurlik nie net uit verslaggewers nie. Elke koerant in die 23 lande wat verteenwoordig word, wil ook foto's van die dag se aksie hê en hier is die rol van die persfotograaf onontbeerlik. Die foto's word in 'n donker kamer ontwikkel en daarna uitgesoek sodat bepaal kan word watter na die onderskeie dagblaaie gestuur gaan word en dan word daar seker gemaak dat dit goed ontvang word. Almal gelukkig oor die kwaliteit van die foto wat per landlyn aangestuur is. In die laaste instansie is daar ook nog ander maniere om verslae deur te stuur.
Well, let's hope that South Africa will soon also be competing in the Tour de France. A crucial part of this tour is the time trial, which is regarded in many racing circles as the race of truth. Just you and your bike against the clock, no one else to pace yourself against. The time trial machine also differs dramatically from the normal road race bike. And Johnny Kuhn is here to discuss the main features of the time trial machine with us. Johnny, what makes this bicycle so unique?
Dix, as the wind drag is the rider's major enemy in time trialing, this bike is specifically designed so that it minimizes the wind drag on the rider at speed.
How does this happen?
The frame is designed so it lists over in a forward shape like a wedge would be on a motor car. That is the current fashion in cars. You can see it lists over almost like that as the rider moves along on it. And the whole emphasis here is on speed instead of comfort.
So apart from the listing, what other features are there that helps the rider?
You will see it has these triathlon handlebars where the rider leans over at speed. He holds on them. He's a lot stronger when he pulls on the handlebars, keeps himself sturdy on the bike, which is a cushion for the legs to work against. And of course the handlebars are accessible to the fingertips, the controls are accessible to the fingertips right here to change gears.
Okay, what about the wheels?
The wheels are different sizes, which is quite odd looking. You'll see there's a smaller front wheel and a bigger back wheel. It promotes the listing effect that we've discussed again. And you'll see this has a 5-spoked back wheel, in contrary to the disc wheels of the past. A lot lighter, a lot less prone to being affected in crosswinds and today's current fashion with the riders.
Clothing, any difference in clothing for the time trial?
Yes, you'll see that I've got an all-in-one skin suit, which is a skin-hugging, very tight construction to cut down further on wind drag. And of course the peaked helmet, which is also a unique-looking piece of apparel, but minimizes the drag between the head and shoulders as far as the wind drag would go there.
Well, if this bike is then so much faster than the normal one, why don't the riders use it in their daily races from town to town?
It would be almost impossible to sit at this angle, crouched over, bent down in this wedge shape for long distances, and from that point it's not a suitable bike.
All right, well, let's have a ride and see how you go on it.
Shifting gear on the time trial or funny bike is an absolute pleasure with the levers on the triathlon handlebar here. You don't have to lose concentration by shifting downwards on the frame. You merely move your thumb and you get into a higher gear for faster speeds. The idea on the funny bike is that you suspend your elbows on the rests here and that you try and keep your back and shoulders as quiet as possible on the bike, conserving energy and affording your legs a firm platform to pedal against. You tuck your head in and keep the shoulders still. Try and get the body as horizontal or wedge-shaped as possible to cut through the air most efficiently. With its strange geometry, it's also not easy to stand on this bike. Small front wheel makes you feel like you want to keep falling over the front of the bike. But once you get into speed, you start settling down on it, get into the triathlon position, and of course use a nice big gear. Nothing can touch the feeling of the speed you can get to of the funny bike. Speeds of up to 60 kilometers an hour on the flat road are easily attainable. And that makes obvious sense why they're chosen by the best riders for their time trials.
Well, now that we've seen the equipment, let's take a look at the action in this, the first time trial of the Momentum Rapport Cycle Tour.
En dit was definitief waarna ons allemaal uitgesien het. 'n Tydtoets oor 23,2 kilometer vanmiddag in Beaufort West.
Graham McCullum of Peace Force Security, the man who dominated the time trials in last year's Rapport Tour, also won the amateur section of the Rapport Tour. We can see he's got a bent seat post there which promotes the effort by pedaling downwards at the pedals instead of in a forward motion as would be normal on a road racing bicycle. A definite contender for the overall amateur honours in this year's Rapport Tour.
Graham McCullum, definitief een van die manne, Johnny, wat baie goed dopgehou moet word. Soos hy terecht gesê het, verlede jaar uitstekend gevaar en as 'n tydtoetsjaar is hy baie goed. En nou is ons by die Britte.
Richard Prebble of Great Britain, a classic time trialist. He sits dead still on the bike in the triathlon position, bent right over. The British have a racing category only for time trialists, hence their exceptionally high standard of time trialing, as is apparent on this Rapport Tour.
Baie goed, die Britte vir die eerste keer in 'n paar jaar, om en by 30, 3 dekades, 3 jaar of 30 jaar wat ons hulle hier in Suid-Afrika het.
The man who has dominated the season's racing up till now, Andrew McLean, a specialist time trialist who turned the tables on his arch-rival Willie Engelbrecht earlier this season in the Hansen Tour by beating him convincingly in that time trial. He sets off at a cracking speed, and should he keep this pace, he would be assured of a stage victory and possibly even that coveted yellow jersey. Willie Engelbrecht turns on his ultra-modern machine. The defending champion of the Rapport Tour uses double tri-spoked wheels, and at the turn, he's 13 seconds down on Andrew McLean.
Groot druk op Willie Engelbrecht om hier te sorg dat hy naby Andrew McLean bly, en dan is daar nog altyd Fransie Creer wat natuurlik ook 'n groot kans het om die geeltrui te behou.
Top Sport VW Foxes, Rob McIntosh, a man who's won the Rapport Tour 4 times previously. The harder the going gets, the better McIntosh gets, and today he gives it his all.
Wanneer laatst werd die geel trui gedra, Johnny?
He last had the yellow jersey in 1986 when he went on to win that tour, as on 3 previous occasions. Gary Bierneke, a particularly smooth peddler and expert time trialist, didn't travel well between Kimberley and Beaufort West this morning, travelled by air and ended up feeling quite queasy. Complained of not feeling well, and a man normally capable of winning this time trial, we will have to see how he goes when the times are audited at the end of the event.
Gary Bierneke wat die Rapport Tour natuurlijk ook reeds gewen het toe ons die jaar in Potchefstroom klaargemaak het.
Gary Bierneke, very smooth. We see he's using an aero helmet and keeping his back dead still on the bike. The courageous Francie Kruger sets off in defense of his yellow jersey, which he's opted not to wear today in preference of a body-fitting skin suit. Francie at the turn was dead tie with Robbie McIntosh, and the race was between them on the home run. At the finish, he was 10 seconds down on Robbie McIntosh, and those 10 seconds actually cost him the yellow jersey.
Robbie McIntosh, die eerste keer in 'n paar jaar wat hy die geel trui aantrek en hy het baie goed gevaar in vandag se tydtoets. Die Rambo, soos wat hy bekend staan, dra die geel trui en 'n mens weet nie wat gaan gebeur nie. Hier is die skofuitslag. Andrew McLean op die ou en die beste jaar, Willie Engelbrecht tweede. Richard Prebble, die man van die Britse amateurspan, aan die 3de plek. En daarna die geeltruidraer Robbie McIntosh.
Wearer of the yellow jersey, what do you expect now, from now on?
I think, as I said just now, that we're going to try and keep the jersey or decide tonight what we're going to do, whether to lose it and get it later on the week or next week, because it's a lot of hard work to keep a jersey, and we've got to try and just keep it together and just keep below first place, not keep first place. It's very hard to control the jersey, especially with Italian teams who are very, very strong, and they've had lots of racing in them, so it's going to be hard to keep the yellow jersey.
What about Andrew McLean?
I think Andrew, he's right behind me, and I think it's nice to have somebody there, and he's got the legs to win this tour, I think so.
En so sien die algehele uitslag daaruit. Robbie McIntosh dan 1 sekonde voor Gary Bierneke en Andrew McLean 12 sekondes agter. Ons is môre aand weer saam met u 22.00. Dit beteken 10 uur môre aand op TV4. Die skof 4 gaan ons vir u wys en tot dan, totsiens vanuit Beaufort West.